India faces a unique challenge that most countries would envy, yet also dread.
It is now the most populous nation on earth, with hundreds of millions of people needing jobs.
But its manufacturing sector is too small, its factories too scattered, and its logistics among the slowest in the world. To compete with China as the world's factory, India needs something it has never had: a purpose-built industrial spine.
So it is building one, a 1,500-kilometer long corridor connecting Delhi to Mumbai at a cost of $100 billion.
The Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor is India's largest infrastructure project ever attempted. The city of tomorrow is here today. A perfect harmony of glass, steel, and nature, designed for the modern age. A dedicated freight railway, new ports, new airports, and industrial zones designed to pull global manufacturing away from China. It is dozens of mega projects stitched into a single economic machine. At its heart is a city built from nothing, designed for 2 million people on land that was, until recently, empty salt flats. This is how India is trying to build its industrial future from scratch. To understand the corridor, you have to understand what's holding India back. Please take a moment to subscribe and like the video. It really helps the channel. India wants to be the world's factory. It has the workforce, the wages, and the ambition. But it has a logistics problem that quietly strangles its manufacturing. Logistics costs have historically eaten up around 13 to 14% of the value of goods. And even after recent improvements, they remain well above the 7 to 8% of typical of developed economies. Every product made in India carries that cost baked in. The reasons are structural. Factories are scattered rather than clustered. Roads are congested. As the golden hour descends, the freight train continues its steady journey through the heart of the countryside. Goods trains constantly stop, wait, and crawl, averaging speeds as low as 25 kilometers per hour. Every product made in India carries that cost baked in. The reasons are structural. The Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor is designed to fix all of it at once, not by upgrading the old system, but by building an entirely new one. The backbone of the entire corridor is a single piece of infrastructure: the Western Dedicated Freight Corridor. This is a railway built for one purpose only: moving cargo. No passenger trains, no sharing tracks. Just freight, running on dedicated lines between the Delhi region and the ports near Mumbai. And as of March 2026, after nearly 2 decades of construction, it is finally complete.
The last 102-kilometer stretch, connecting the line to Jawaharlal Nehru Port, India's busiest container gateway, was commissioned at the end of March,
making the full 1,506-kilometer corridor operational end-to-end for the first time. The difference is enormous. The line is designed for speeds up to 100 kilometers per hour against an old network average of just 25. Trains pull double-stacked containers hauled by high-power locomotives, carrying far heavier loads than the old tracks allowed.
A journey that once took days can now be measured in hours.
And for manufacturers, that speed is money. Every day a container sits on a slow train is a day of capital locked up as inventory.
Even before this final section opened, India's freight corridors were already handling around 400 trains a day.
This freight railway is the spine that makes everything else possible.
Every industrial city, every manufacturing zone along the corridor connects to it. A factory built anywhere along the route gets fast, cheap, reliable access to India's ports and through them to global markets.
The corridor was launched in 2008 in partnership with Japan, which committed billions in loans and technical expertise.
But the corridor is far more than a railway. Its most ambitious element is the construction of entirely new cities.
Along the 1,500-kilometer route, India is building a series of greenfield industrial cities. The master plan envisions roughly 24 industrial nodes across 6 states, developed in phases.
Each designed as a self-contained manufacturing ecosystem, with power, water, roads, and plug-and-play plots ready for factories to move in.
The flagship is Dholera in Gujarat.
Dholera is being built on what was essentially empty salt flat land, designed to eventually house over 2 million people.
Every day a container sits on a slow train is a day of capital locked up as inventory. It was laid out before anyone moved in, with underground utilities, a planned road grid, and a central infrastructure spine. And in 2026, it stopped being a blueprint.
Structural work on India's first semiconductor fabrication plant, a Tata facility planned to produce around 50,000 wafers a month, is complete. In June, the first trial aircraft landed at Dholera's new Greenfield International Airport. A city that did not exist a decade ago is now positioning itself as the center of India's chip industry.
Other nodes are advancing too, drawing electronics and automotive investment.
The scale is staggering. The corridor's influence area covers 436,000 square kilometers.
The stated goals: double employment, triple industrial output, quadruple exports in the region. But announcing a $100 billion corridor and building it are very different things.
The DMIC was launched in 2008. Its first phase was originally meant to be complete by 2019.
Today, the railway spine is finished, but the wider corridor is still very much a work in progress.
With some nodes operational, others under construction, others barely started.
The delays come down to the same obstacles that slow every mega project in India.
Land acquisition is the biggest. Building new cities means assembling vast tracts of land from thousands of individual owners.
A single holdout, a single court case, a single protest can stall an entire node for years.
Then there is coordination. The corridor runs through 6 states, each governed separately, with different priorities and capacity.
And there is the fundamental question every greenfield city faces. Will the factories actually come?
Global manufacturers already have a name for what India is chasing: the China Plus One strategy.
The problem is that India is not the only candidate. Vietnam, Thailand, and Mexico are competing for the same factories.
The corridor is India's case for being the plus one, and every year of delay is a year those factories can settle somewhere else. But announcing a $100 billion corridor and building it are very different things.
But the corridor's ultimate success depends on that bet paying off at scale, across decades.
The Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor is not a bridge you can photograph or a dam you can stand beneath. It is an attempt to build the physical foundation of an entire industrial economy, all at once, along a single line across India.
A freight railway, now complete, moving cargo at multiples of the old speed. Dozens of industrial cities rising from empty land, a flagship smart city already producing test landings, and soon, computer chips.
If it works, it will reshape where the world's products are made and lift hundreds of millions of Indians in the process.